Brice here from Mixed Alternative Magazine. I am sitting with the post-alternative rock and punk band Lolux from Astoria, New York today. And so their website, www.loluxmusic.com. I still believe in spelling it out because I think QR codes are just dumb, but that's just me. Anyway, but welcome, guys. Thank you for joining me today. We're going to get to know a little bit about you and your music, and we're going to get it out there and just kind of talk indie music in general and just the state of being an indie musician in, this day and age.
Our
So,
favorite.
right. So, you guys were formed in 2022 in Astoria Park, and after meeting during a busking session, is that correct? So, tell me
Yeah.
a little bit more about that. That's pretty awesome.
For me, I've been busking probably I want to say like 10 to 11 years in New York City now, something like
That's
that.
awesome.
I did it just because I came to New York as an actor first
Right.
and musical theater kind of background as well. And I just wasn't getting enough from auditioning all the time. And so I got this one part in a play of The Diary of Anne Frank over in
Hmm.
Wisconsin and Milwaukee at the Milwaukee Rep. I had some money because I was actually a paid actor at the time, which
Hmm.
was great. I bought this very, very expensive acoustic guitar, like a triple O 15 Martin, and came back just not knowing what to do because I was kind of like falling out of love with the theater as well in
Right.
that way. The casting director sessions I was in as a reader for that, like I heard they talk behind actors' back all the time, like when it comes to that stuff, and
Mhm.
the kind of words that came out of like these casting directors' mouths sometimes were not my flavor at all.
I
It
can only
left
imagine.
left a bad taste in my mouth. I'll say
Yeah.
that. And so I definitely was a singer still. I didn't know what to do with my voice since I didn't
Mhm.
have that outlet. And so, I think after a while, after spending my time in like Times Square and
Mhm.
chilling out, either like auditioning or whatever, you go downstairs and there's all these singers down in Times Square. Usually they have their little positions that they sing in or like their little spots. And the ones that always inspired me were the soul singers down there. There was a couple that one of them went by the name, I think like Dragonfire or something like that. Another guy went by the name James Johnson, who like was my inspiration. Just singing Dock of the Bay, sitting at the dock of the bay, or
Yeah.
anything from Michael Jackson or whatever. He just got the people going with the music he would sing.
Yeah.
And he would also do like a all the time, just this loud woo, just to have like people be like, "What the hell is that?" Oh, draws people's attention, that.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where I started was taking a seat not far from James Johnson as well,
Right.
and just making sure that you're far enough to where it doesn't bleed into each other and all
Yeah.
that. But usually I would take that A train going uptown, downtown, just on the platform in Times Square. That was my spot, either downtown or
Mhm.
uptown, whatever spot wasn't taken. And you'd sing for 3 hours a night before your voice gets tired or something like
Yeah.
that. I would just keep going until I was like, yeah, I feel better about it. And it took like a little like stop and start as well,
Right.
but there was a good time where I was making all my money from busking, and it is a wonderful tool for a musician to have if they
100%.
have nothing else as well.
Yeah. That's
So that's
so
kind of
amazing. I
yeah,
love
and
that.
so I took that and with a drummer at the time,
Mhm.
made my way up to Astoria Park. And it's kind of like Astoria's little central park, I want to say. It's a big park, two
Mhm.
bridges crossing. It's a beautiful sunset if you ever get to go. And yeah, it was just busking with my drummer at the time, Joe Kudla. And Luke was kind of coming around the hill with some friends
Luke's
and
down there.
family. Yeah, this motherfucker over here. Sorry, can I swear? I'm not
Oh,
sure.
no, no, you can. No, you good.
Cool, cool.
You gotta ask first and do later. You did the opposite.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
it's always ask for permission later. That's what
Yeah,
that's the one.
yeah.
I
that's
think
the
we take
way.
advantage of that way too much sometimes. But
True.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Luke kind of came up, kind of just like I don't know how it happened from your perspective, Luke. So maybe you should tell that.
I
Was it
just
love at first sight? You were like, oh.
I mean,
it,
obviously, he
it
had to
kind of
come up
was.
straight to me to talk to me, just like, "Oh my God, you're so beautiful."
Actually, if you remember, it was the opposite. I online I didn't come and talk to you. I online stalked you after that, and I was like, who is this guy? Like, what is this project?
That's
And I
right.
remember like looking for it online, and one of my friends that I was with, like, she was really drawn into. And I was just like, what is this? And she helped me actually find the Instagram page.
Mhm.
And so I actually reached out on Instagram, and they were kind of like a ragtag duo, just playing this like really garage but soul, like he was saying, kind of stuff. And he was doing
Right.
these really cool vocal effects.
Mhm.
And I was just like, what the heck is that? And I told him I played bass, which wasn't really true. I had a bass and I'd been a guitar player for a very long time.
Lie to me.
Um, yeah, there's lot of, a lot of,
You know what's funny? I just want to interject for a second. You said, you didn't play bass, but you told me you played bass. How many times is it that like a band is like dying for a bass player and nobody plays bass, so someone has to end up learning it, right?
yeah, I
Mhm.
wish I had done it a lot earlier. Like
Yeah.
basses, bassists are always kind of in demand, and they've like, well, all I'll say is once you start playing bass, like then you just like kind of start to only hear the bass. And
Yeah.
so it's like I don't know, it changes your like relationship to music in a really, for me, it was like a really good way. So
Yeah.
uh, now I love it, and yeah, that's kind of from my perspective, just kind of seeing him there, and then Alex met Everin at the local bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me how you came into the mix here.
So whose version is it going to be? So
I'll
my
let you
version
go. Yeah,
is,
yeah. Tell
I
yours
mean,
first.
my version is this. So I had a band, I had a cover band called Room 13 because we were always rehearsing at the same room in the Astoria Soundworks. It was always Room 13. So we just named the band. So the band, my singer at that time, he disappeared for some reasons that I'm not going to disclose. And
Right.
he disappeared. And then I just, in this local bar, every Thursday nights, they had the guitar jams. And then I was always going there, but Alex didn't show up there that often. But one day he did with his girlfriend.
Mhm.
And he started singing what? Come Together. And I was just, damn, he's just singing really well. I
Yeah.
mean, I always wanted to, I don't know, just some reasons that it's always in my mind, just like I need a person from here as a foreigner, person from here who writes the lyrics and sings. So that's the way that you can actually like get a best product of
Mhm.
whatever it is. So then I just talk to him. I say, hey, I'm a guitar player, what you do kind of stuff. And then he also just mentioned that he has a project. And then we just started texting and all that stuff. He sent me his music. I say, hey, I have a car. I have the amps and everything. I'm ready to do anything. I mean, so the other band is over. I'm open. I can do anything. So then we just started talking, sharing ideas, and that's how it started. That's my version, but I don't think it's very different on Alex either. I don't know
No,
if
no,
he
no.
wants to add something.
The only thing is like we I think he heard me play Come Together and then he was like join me for because I was done I think and he was like
Right.
no get back up there and he wanted
Oh,
to
okay.
Are You Want to Be My Girl? Do You Want to Be My Girl by Jet? And that was the one I think where we were both just looking at each other being like yeah
It was that
man.
synchronicity, like, ah.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Feels right, yeah.
Nice. So, band name. Where did the band name come from?
Uh, it came from a long list of names, I think.
Okay.
I think like it was it was definitely like one of five that we were kind of like whittling down. I've been playing with these names forever because the previous band I was in was called the Cocoons.
Hmm.
And like I wanted something that really defined our lives in New York City. I gotta say, I was coming up with them with Luke in the band. I don't know if I
Yeah.
found Far yet or Everin, but like I was thinking about like what does it mean to live in New York City, and I think the final thing was like low luxury. Like I knew that I wanted to call it something around like low luxury. And I
Hmm.
was playing with this with Luke at the time, I think, and there was definitely Low Luxury, the band, and then The Low Luxuries, the
Hmm.
band. And then I was like, cool, that's taken, I'll move on. And then I came back to it just being like Lolux. And I was like, Googling Lolux in that way.
Yeah.
And the only thing you really find is two definitions for it. One is like the name for a what is it called? The hot
Hot
rod
rods, yeah,
carts.
yeah.
And that was kind of cool. It's kind of like
Yeah.
this little truck made by Hot Rods or whatever it's called. And then the other one was whenever you soup up a really cheap car. Um,
Lolux. That makes sense.
yeah, yeah.
That's
So I mean,
that's
pimp
basically
my
like Pimp
ride
My
type
Ride,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, pimp my ride.
I
That's a
used to
lo
love that show, y'all, and I found out that it was just a total sham. They
Yo,
just
Yeah.
right?
they
I
ruined
was very
people's
disappointed.
cars, man.
And the name is always
Totally
great
ruined people's cars.
until someone calls us Lolux. What do they say?
Yeah, they
Lolux.
say Lolux because they think of LOL. So, oh, lols, it's for the lols type of
Yeah.
thing. But it kind of helps our purpose as well because I just go LOLUX. And you're right, Nicole, you're talking about it. I don't know if it happened before you announced this, but it was oh God, I'm actually like on the spot right now. But yeah, you were saying oh God, no, I can't remember.
Brain
Sorry.
fart.
Brain fart, my bad. But no, but it is like people remember it because we spell it out for them at the concert. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Um,
Gotcha. So
yeah.
something funny. So, this morning I'm going down and I'm listening to your music and everything. And I've been seeing this happen a lot where people publish music and it gets published under other band names, but then it's something weird. So did you know that if you
Oh
search your band
shoot.
name on Apple Music, an
Yes.
album of Mexican accordion music comes
We
up?
decided to go a different way for one of our
Wow.
albums. No, that's not true at all.
That could be a new that could be an interesting new concept for the next record.
I
Yeah.
was laughing though, y'all. I was like, oh, this is definitely a mistake, but this is awesome.
No, they like showed up right in 2025, right? Like right after
Yeah,
we released our first music, they released their first music, which is wild. So I think it's a race to actually just copyright our name.
right.
I don't know
I,
yet. Maybe we got to talk about it in our band meeting real quick.
but also isn't like a good exposure. Like someone in Mexico, some people in Mexico, they're talking like, "Hey, there's an American band using your name, so we'll expose there in this way."
Maybe
See
we
how
can.
it's just both ways. Like it's working for us maybe in Mexico. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Who
Hey, no, I
knows?
think it's awesome. I was just laughing though because like I've seen that happen to several of my friends lately, and they'll like log into their music accounts and they're like, "What is this?"
What is this? Yeah, exactly. So, hopefully we don't get our music mixed. Like, obviously they have their account and we have our account on how
Yeah.
we're distributing our music. So hopefully nothing crisscrosses. I'm
No, no, I
knocking
don't
on wood
think
for that
so.
one.
So, okay, so the newest single, Stay Young, released
Yeah.
June 2026. So, I guess I'm looking for a little bit more info on this, like I guess a little bit more history on how the song came to be, and then also too that leads me to I want to learn more about like y'all's songwriting process. Like how do you guys come together when you have a new concept for a song? So,
Yeah. If you don't mind, I'll lead with this one. This one came out of complete randomness in my opinion, because I think as a band, sometimes I'll bring a song to Lolux or Luke will bring a song, Evan will bring a riff or something like that. And this one was we got a new producer in our midst that wants to do like a whole album with us. Let's play him something new, just something that's just random, whatever, because we were showing him some songs, and Evan just made something up, and we kind of went with it, and it kind of sounded like one of our other songs, and I remember us talking about it,
mhm,
about like, it's just like feels like this song or it feels like that song,
right.
and I can't remember who said, let's just slow it down.
Hmm.
Slow it down. And so we played it slowed down, and Andrew was just like, giving just a like a rough recording of us as
Hmm.
well.
Yeah, we should give him his props. Andrew Adams, he's the one who worked with
Yeah,
us on these songs. And we got what is it, 9 songs coming, right? That's
nice
the
songs coming.
first
Yeah.
single of a 9 song
Nice.
album coming out that we're yeah, really, really excited about. It's funny that we play the songs like live all the time.
Mhm.
So I don't know, like it'll be new to a certain segment of the audience, but
Right.
it's I don't know. I guess when you're in a band, you don't even know like what's new anymore, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we're really excited for people to hear it and for it to like officially be out. And we have a couple more singles coming out soon.
Okay,
Nice.
so what's the projected release date for the full album?
That's a good one.
Do we know that?
We are projecting October for the full
October,
album.
yeah.
Okay.
We're trying to get a good we're trying to like, get the release. We're trying to put on like a really fun show for our
Yeah.
fans. We're trying to
Yeah.
like work on the details and like correlate the album with a release party. But
And
I
on the
feel
way to it, we'll also have like two more singles come out from the album as well to,
Okay, so
you
leading
know.
up to it. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, to please the algorithm gods. That's the only reason, right?
See, that exhausts me, y'all. I'm not gonna
Oh
lie.
yeah.
Like all of that, and I got to a point like at first when I had even launched our magazine, I was like, okay, well, what do I have to do to, get seen? I don't care anymore. I don't look at stats. I just don't care. And the right people are finding us. So I'm like, okay, somebody's working on our behalf.
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
But it gets exhausting. And it's like just as, y'all are indie musicians. I'm an indie, music podcaster or, magazine editor, whatever you want to call me, and
Mhm.
it's like it's just you got to post so many times a day and you got to post this
Oh
way
yeah.
and that way and bruh,
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
it's a
care.
full-time high like it's a high operational job,
Right?
especially to do anything as a band. And none of us really signed up for this when we were young, and picked up the
Yeah.
music like started singing for the first time. This is not the world we thought we'd end up in that respect. And I remember being part of like other bands where it was just changing, I guess,
Right.
like probably around like 2012, 2013 when I first came
Mhm.
to the city. It was very much like you could and you can still find these groups, these like musician groups, jam groups, like culture groups in that way where you can bring your music to someone and kind of like bang heads with a hip hop artist or something
We
else
have that here. Yeah.
creation. Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
And like we're all just like swimming in random directions trying to make it work, and some people are
True.
making it work more than others, and you're like, okay, how are they doing that? We don't know, type of thing.
Yeah.
And then like it's like, oh well, you have to pay for views now and you have to da da da, and like it's slowly evolved into this
Yeah.
monster that is the music industry today, which is kind of like they're not even like picking up new musicians anymore. They're kind of just finding the people with the best followers anyway, and that doesn't make sense for someone just starting out. So there's a lot to this industry that we're still trying to understand, and the industry keeps changing it on a dime as well.
Right. Right.
And some people are like, worshiping some technologies and some are others, are they visually nice? Are they
Mhm.
like sonically nice? That kind of thing. So we're
Yeah,
struggling
find
with the
that,
in between, I think. We just made our first like music
Mhm.
video, just because we didn't know which direction we
Right.
wanted to go until we finally hit like a good hurdle to jump.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
thought it was really funny when you said swimming because it reminded me of last night when we were really getting we were getting we were swimming ourselves. It was a torrential downpour
Yeah.
right after, we had done a festival set at
Ah.
the Rosendale Street Fair Music Festival in Rosendale, New York.
Rosendale.
And then yeah, it just came down from the heavens, and I was we're all getting soaked, and I'm sitting there with Everin on under the tent, waiting for a golf cart or somebody. They
Yeah.
got left behind, and I was just thinking like, yeah, this really is a labor of love.
Even God waited for Lolux to finish the show. He listened to us and he poured.
See, there you go.
That is true. Yes.
Yeah, we did get our whole set in, that's true.
Yeah.
That was crazy because literally the next band went on, played one song, and then they had to call it.
Yeah.
That was crazy. So,
I mean,
They had
sad
all
for
for the
them.
love of the craft. I tell you, all for the love of the craft. So, this is a question that I want to get your perspective on. So, we're really involved here in the local music scene. It's what we do. We host shows, we do charity shows, we do all kinds of stuff. It's just what we do. But so, okay, now I lost my spot on here. Hold on. I've got a sheet I'm following.
I
Okay.
understand, Nicole.
Oh, yes, here I go. Oh, here we go. How has the indie live music scene up there been? And I hate always saying post COVID, but like
Mm.
that's really when things, changed. But like, how have things been, since COVID and since things have started picking back up? Like, do you find that, people are interested in still coming to hear original music, or do you find that the crowds are kind of sparse?
No,
Uh,
I'd say definitely. One thing that's like really funny in New York about, definitely post-COVID, right? Because the
Yeah.
the venues are harder, are hard to come by. Like, and even venues who put on great shows, like I think of like Our Wicked Lady in Brooklyn, and they, were putting on great shows, and
Mhm.
they would get packed out, and they would be a showcase for all these up and coming bands, and even they couldn't make the economics work. So like
Yeah.
a lot of in New York, like even if you're profitable, or even if you're popular, you're not necessarily like profitable or like can even, and not, not that you're trying to make a huge profit, you're just trying to
Right.
like be sustainable.
Right.
So like one of the things that's really happening, I think is happening in New York now is that like people are playing wherever. Like they're playing laundromats. We're seeing like more and more shows like that. Like we do these outdoor shows like right outside of Madison Square Garden. Like we've done like two or three of them this summer. There's Showbrain in Tompkins Square Park.
Mhm.
There's Punk Island. Like I just feel like I don't know how you guys feel, but in New York, like that definitely people are hungry for it. And even when you can't like make it work financially, like people are finding ways and putting on shows in like all kinds of crazy places. So that's
Yeah.
been fun.
Yeah.
I
Well,
can
look,
add
one thing
something
I've
to
seen.
that. In
Well,
Astoria, especially,
yeah.
especially Astoria, like I just realized that I think people were so like frustrated, overwhelmed, just staying home. And
Right.
then right after the COVID, like I've been living in Astoria, like by then it was like what, 5, 6 years,
Hmm.
and just I didn't see this many bands just popping. Right after that, the bars like local, the
Yeah.
Wolfhound, like they just I just met so many people right after that, and very beautiful sounding bands around in
Hmm.
here, especially Astoria. I really don't want to talk or advocate or whatever about any other places, but when it comes to Astoria, it was like very like still beautiful, but just like it was like amazing, like so many original stuff, and
Hmm.
they were all like identical, or they had their own style, and you would just be like, okay, these guys are these, that guys are that, Lolux is Lolux. You would just only hear and understand who was, like you would get the name from the sound.
Hmm.
So that's why I just would I'm still worshiping Astoria when it comes to that thing. I really wanted to add that.
That's awesome. And well, so as far as crowds though, like, are you finding more people like the older? I'm just gonna say the older people like us are the ones coming out to see the original
Don't
music, or
say
do you
that.
find that like the younger generations are starting to embrace it and come out? You know?
Yes, no, I'm also a bartender now, and I think especially with alcohol and music, I mean that's kind of like hand in hand sometimes, and so
Right.
less young people are drinking these days, and that's
Right.
something that we're feeling in New York City, especially at the bars. I mean, they'll
Same
go out
here.
for like a special occasion though, like
Yeah.
they're starting to come out of like I guess how would you describe it? Like there are alternative ways of doing drugs. I mean, like weed also like hit the scene in New York City, and so like a lot of people like prefer to stay home instead of like go out.
Yeah.
It's more expensive to go out now, especially to support a local band. And in that
Yeah.
respect, oh, I gotta support a local band. Then I gotta buy drinks, and then maybe like buy the merch if I got money, type of
Yep.
thing. That's harder and harder for young people to do and to spread like their culture around. Like they want to nerd out more on what they see online with their friends
Yeah.
more than like what's happening locally in their scene. Sometimes now I might be getting some of that wrong, and I think that tide is shifting just
Yeah.
slightly because the internet is becoming a wash of what they call it monoculture type of thing.
Hmm.
And so I would hope that kids get tired of that same kind of just dazing off on TikTok and Instagram type of thing, but a lot of that is still it's all in the mix right now. Again,
Yeah.
like we're all swimming in it, and we might find a current that actually does take us somewhere, but it might be few and far between.
But I
Yeah.
will say, like, we're so lucky, kind of put time together what both of them are saying of like, in Astoria, we have developed like such a community,
Hmm.
and that it is incredible. People who come to so many of our shows, and we like really get to know them, and they just. I mean, they support us in these incredible ways, and now as a band that's like trying to, you know, take the next step, right? Like we're thinking about, well, how do we create this sense of community in other places? So we're
Hmm.
targeting other locations kind of in our region, and try and kind of get to know people there, kind of build it the same way we built the community where we are in Astoria.
Right.
So in the mix of all of it, that's like so difficult. Like it is just so nice to see these people who come and they watch us play and they know our songs, and it's just like it's really awesome.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes us feel extremely special. And usually it's like that person we haven't seen in a while or something just come out and be like, "Yo, what's up?" That kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, well, it's like a family. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, same thing here. Yeah, same thing here. Let's see. I think I only have like one more question for you guys. Let me
Yeah.
see. I've got to read my scribble scratch on here. Aha. Okay. So with a lot, so I get mixed answers on this next question. So with the way, the industry is these days, and you've kind of got a division. You've got people who are like, oh, well, I want to get signed and I want to win a Grammy and I want to do all this, whatever stuff. And then you've got the ones who are like, no, I'm an artist. I'm a musician. I like making music. I just want to inspire people. And so that leads me to, what is the ultimate goal for you guys as a band going forward?
Great question.
It's a good question.
Should we try and answer it? Should we pretend like Brian's here and try and answer it like we think Brian, our drummer, would answer it? Who
Yeah,
If you
yeah,
want, I mean, whatever works.
just want to give him some love,
yeah, yeah. I mean,
because I can
Do we
imagine,
have to?
guys, you did a whole interview and you guys didn't even mention me. So,
I know, and you know what's funny? I had him mention on here. I put Brian couldn't be here today, and then I put completing the lineup. I put the drummer is always the last to join the band. Why is that? We seem to
yeah.
have a shortage of drummers here in our local scene, and then
Mm,
you often can see an ad on Facebook, always bands looking for drummers.
yeah.
yeah, that's so good.
We'll
It's
just
a
give him his
problem.
we'll give him his love to make sure that we're not looking for a new drummer. Just to make sure
No,
everyone.
no, they're not looking for a new drummer, but much love.
So Brian's like our 24-year-old youngin of the band, I
Mhm.
gotta say. And he would say something very Gen Z, I'm sure, in this
Low
moment. Like
key,
low key, to be honest. Like
Low
100%,
key
not gonna
lit.
lie.
no cap. I really love this band and we're doing it for the art. That's what he would say. I think. And I think we're actually close behind him in that regard. I know maybe Everin is definitely going for the Grammy. I think he's definitely going for like the Grammy for the best guitarist in the world or something like that.
No, I'm not even close. I
Yeah.
actually, for me, it's just I discovered. So I've been playing in the cover bands for years and years. I just discovered my artist side very late in my life,
Mhm.
which we can say what, like 32. I just started putting out somewhere. So for me, it's just I'm still like digesting my capabilities. I mean, am I good? Is there a room to get better? So these are the things right now. Maybe I can reach to a point that, okay, you know what? I feel satisfied. Let's go
Mhm.
for other areas of success. But for now, all I want to be is just like a good artist, good composer, good friend to my bandmates, which I struggle sometimes. My fault. But it's fine. So yeah, for now, let's be better artists. So let's see what happens after that.
Yeah, and I think we believe in like what we're doing, and I think we know that there's like an audience out there. Obviously we have our local audience, and we did like our first tour, so we're like expanding our core audience. But I think like we go and we play and we see people's reactions and like whether or
Mhm.
not they follow us on Instagram or whatever. Like we know that it like does connect with people, and I think it's like so. Yeah, kind of like everyone said, like, I think that helps guide us and it keeps us going and it keeps pushing us because we feel like there is this audience out there. And if we, keep working at it and keep improving our songwriting and just,
Mhm.
like doing all these things, like, there is something in it. I mean, we make a lot of sacrifices. I don't think we would if we didn't think that this had potential to like keep growing and growing. But
Mhm.
it's so true what everyone said too. It's also about like the moments, like, I won't forget like getting rained on with these guys, and I think that like in years from now, like that'll be one that we look back on. There's just
Yeah.
like so many memories that we're also making. So it's like it's really incredible that we get to kind of get both of those things at the same time.
And I wanted to say too, so like, your music, 'cause I didn't even touch upon this. I had this on there too. I get so distracted. I apologize. But anyway, but so like I'm listening to your music, and I hear like influences from all over the place. So like I'm the type of person, I listen to everything. If you get in my car, I still have iPods I use, and the iPods are loaded with all my favorite music. Okay. And so you will get in my car, I'll hit shuffle. You don't know what you're gonna get. It could go from Slayer to Britney Spears
Nice.
to
Mm.
Joy Division
Oh,
Wow.
to a little Hank Williams to a little Depeche Mode.
yeah.
It's all over the place. So this is what I wrote. This was just a note when I was listening to music. I put, okay, your music reminds me of the Cars meets the Hives,
Ooh.
especially on the song Neat Little Sound. Okay, then, but you have some songs that remind me of the Killers because of the pop aesthetic to it.
Yes, yes.
So who are all the influences, and like I mean, of course no one's going to say I'm going for this type of sound or whatever, but when you set out with the band, what were you initially, I guess, what type of sound were you trying to go for?
Gosh.
I mean, that's Alex because Alex, I think, like set the vision, like when the
Yeah.
band started, like it was like a lot, it was all hit, like he brought a bunch of, band songs to the project. Like Alex really like set the foundation for it all. And then,
Yeah.
from there we become more collaboratively. But from the start, I mean, I think that's Alex, right? What was
Yeah,
the
I started with an acoustic guitar on a
Right.
rat pedal for the band idea essentially. And then we kind of intermixed like a little bit of the what is it, the octave wah. I forget what that pedal is called, but I was playing with that on my vocals and on the
Mhm.
guitar. It was like a bunch of just trying to figure out what my acoustic guitar sounded good on before I kind of switched it out for the electric
Mhm.
guitar. But a lot of the influences from that first album I bought, Eve 6, I know that's like,
No, that's
right?
great. What
I
are you
know
talking about?
that's
The
like,
very first one, the white one with the little
yeah, yeah,
bunny?
with the fly. Some people argue that's not a good album. I think it's
It's
one of
a
the best
great
albums.
album. I
Exactly.
saw
I've
them
been
in
telling
concert
everybody
when, okay,
this.
so I saw them in concert when that album came out at Nicholls State University in
Oh,
Thibodaux, Louisiana. So,
oh
and
my
they played with
God.
Third Eye Blind.
wow.
Yes, yes, another amazing band of the time. And I was definitely a child in the 90s. Like
Me
it
too.
was moving on through like and Eve 6 I got from like just, Heart in a Blender obviously, but then Jesus Nightlight is one of my favorite songs of all
Yeah.
time. And that's just from being a kid with a nightlight in his room just like listening to this album being like, yeah, Jesus is in the light. Like that kind of thing because I
Yeah.
was raised Christian as well. I'm not very religious these days, but like back in the day, it was
Yeah.
definitely like drew me in. And then the rest of that album is really cool. I think it has like a lit like the last remnants of grunge in that album as well when it comes to like when grunge was dying off and where it kind of
Yep.
existed after,
Yeah.
Soundgarden kind of dissipated and Kurt died and all
It
that.
was
Like
like the transition period type music. Yeah.
exactly. And then you get into like, more of the some people call it butthole rock, but like, you got the Nickelback and the Creed coming out of there. And
Well,
some
Creed, I'm
people
okay
call
with
it
Creed.
that.
I can't do Nickelback. I just can't do it. Can't
Bless you. That's fine.
Yeah, these
Like
are not official Lolux influences either.
no, but
I
these no,
question
no,
these
no, no,
things,
no.
but
You
this
gotta
is
make it public. You gotta be
No.
clear about
But
them.
I do
yeah,
karaoke every Friday, and God knows, like
that is true.
everybody pulls these songs out now. Like it is one of
Yeah.
those, like, oh well, that's the back in the day song type of thing.
I
But
love
no, no,
karaoke, by the way.
yeah, but I would say like Chris Cornell is definitely one of my main
Yeah.
influences, especially as a singer too, and
Right.
the way he can move his voice, even as he got older, and R.I.P. way too young to die in that respect, and especially with Chester as well. That was like one of the worst periods of like what was it, right before COVID? I think that happened.
Mhm.
And then COVID happened.
Yep.
But like those two were definitely on my mind when I started this band. And then with Muse
Mhm.
influences, and you're totally right on the money with the Killers too, because
Yeah.
they were huge as well. When I saw Mr. Brightside for the first time, again, that light in my head went, "Oh, that's how you act as a front man," type of thing.
Yeah.
So that music video was a big influence on my musical kind of trajectory.
Hmm.
And then I would let these two answer those influences as well.
Well, I would just say that I think it's been so cool. And that's, definitely like Alex setting like the foundation for the band. Like that's how
Yeah.
we started. Alex had done these songs and it was like, this is it. And
Hmm.
then we learned the songs and we, kind of put our own spin on them, but really just tried to be faithful to like this vision that he had with these songs.
Hmm.
And then as kind of we released that second EP and the new album, there was like everybody was songwriting. Alex does all the words and he
Right.
really like directs the songs. But yeah, it's like kind of cool that like Alex's showmanship comes through, and like my influences are completely different and Everin's are
Hmm.
different and Brian is into like emo and stuff like that. So it's been really cool to like take all these things and like put them in a blender, like yeah, I was definitely influenced by like like 2010s like The National, Hold Steady, Titus Andronicus. Those were like that's kind of what I Kurt Vile, War on Drugs, stuff like that. Like that's kind of I feel like what I bring to the table. And then Everin has these like guitar influences that are like just incredible. And then Brian brings this new emo, to us, which I was like, I never even thought I liked any emo. And then I met Brian and it's like put some stuff on my radar. I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? I do actually kind of like this. And it all like it just added to the blender. It like just made it even, like more distinct,
It
Yeah.
is, and then that's what I was gonna say. So y'all sound is very, very distinct, so it was hard to pin down. And so it's like, I guess the big description of post alternative rock and punk that kind of pretty much sums it up. But I mean, you've even got some new wave influences in there, because the Killers have new wave influences. And
Yep.
so,
Definitely.
it's just it sounds uniquely New York. That's the best way to put it. Like, and
One
I
other thing is to add to that, I
yeah.
think like whenever just like we sit down and try to make something, and I kind of probably usually me just saying that no, this sounds like the previous thing kind of stuff.
Hmm.
So whenever I bring something, I just try to do something really different than
Hmm.
the previous ones. Especially like, for example, you have a song like Gummies, but you don't have another song like that either. You just like it's something unique there.
Yeah.
Neat little sound is there, but nothing similar to that. Like Lost Pieces, Headspin is there, pop, let's say, but nothing like that. So I think what personally I liked about this band is like every song kind of offers something new.
Yes.
Like it's not like maybe it's something like a could be a disadvantage. I don't know, but for me, first I gotta enjoy what I'm playing. So
Hmm.
for me, I don't want to play the same things over and over, just like a
Right.
playing like a bottom string E. I don't want that. Like
Right.
that's good, but let's do something else too. So
Hmm.
might also like these guys are like probably influenced by the similar things, but I'm like a hardcore Led Zeppelin fan,
I
and
love Zeppelin too. I listen to everything. Everything.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, so also
Pantera, Killswitch Engage, that's me.
that's what I
Soulfly,
love also.
Sepultura. Yep.
Metallica, I don't know whatever whoever says whatever. I love Metallica. So
I do too. I
so
like old Metallica up to a certain point.
so we all have something to offer to this
Mhm.
band. I mean, me, maybe just like I bring more like a guitar solo factor to the
Right.
band, like a classical meaning of guitar solo, not like a riffy solos. Like,
Right.
yes, there's a guitar solo. Maybe it's old school, maybe something not very like preferable anymore, but I just still want to feel like I'm playing the guitar.
Yeah.
So, but sometimes these guys say, okay, you know what? That's good, but just like let's just find like a middle ground. So
Hmm.
let's just fix it to the way that we can actually make people just like in like a contemporary stuff.
Yeah.
So that's how we just like kind of do some tweaks, just say little commentaries and just like bring it to a table to just like everybody can eat and enjoy.
That's awesome.
First in the band, and then people.
Right. Yeah. Well, okay, I went over a little bit of my time. I said 30 minutes, but oh well, we're at 40 minutes. So we're
Oh,
going to
we got
wrap
a
up. But is there anything else that you would like people to know about you as a band or about your music? I mean, so we've got new music coming out hopefully by October, some more singles, but
Yep.
anything else?
But definitely come to our shows. We are
Yeah.
like when it comes to the live performances, when you listen to us on Spotify, you probably feel the half or maybe 10% of the energy.
Mhm.
And we are keeping that 90% of the energy for the lives, and you're definitely gonna enjoy the lives. Alex is a great front man. And behind Alex, we also just like entertaining our circle in front of us. And I would love to say like we are a live performance
Yeah.
we're a live performance band, so that's a very important thing for us.
Yeah, we got three outdoor shows on our schedule too. I think July 24th, I'm not sure when you're posting this, but July 24th we're
I'll have it up
playing.
tomorrow. So go
Oh,
ahead.
oh, we're playing with the Sleepaways on July 24th, which is a Friday right in the middle of Herald Square, which is wild.
Wow.
Right in the middle, smack dab outside Midtown. So we're
Yeah.
we're very excited for that. And then August 20th, we play with Ramona Lane, not far from that location at Greeley Square Park. Again, an outdoor location that we got hooked up with. And then August 22nd, we'll be back in Astoria to play open streets on our own blocks on 31st Avenue Open Streets, which is a giant kind of like marketplace for Astoria in a
Nice.
way. It happens every weekend, and so they're gonna be playing like a movie from like 8 to 10. I think they're playing E.T. or something, and we get to open for the movie.
ET
We're all,
always makes me cry, just saying.
yo, I
We're opening
know.
for ET.
Reese's Pieces is still my favorite candy, so
I ate some last night. It was
yes.
Dude, it was so random. My husband went to the store, he was like, I want a soda. I need some caffeine. You want anything? I'm like, no. So then he comes back and he's got this bag of Reese's Pieces. And it was so random because I haven't had them in years. I'm like,
Oh,
okay.
props to your husband. Yes, let's go.
Yeah. When you don't even know that that's what you wanted.
Yeah, he subconsciously knew that's what I wanted. It's just like, here, have
Perfect.
some Reese's Pieces. But anyway, well,
One
I
thing I
can't.
would say is that if people like, if they hear our music and they're into
Yeah.
it, like they should reach out to us because like we enjoy hitting the road. We did that for the first time in April and we're like excited to go it again. So, if what we're doing like speaks to people, like send us a message and tell us like what your, town is like and we'd love to come through, because
We'd
we're just
love
trying
to
to,
play your bar.
yes,
Definitely.
definitely.
Any bar.
Well, we'll have to get you down here in Louisiana because
Yes.
we definitely we have different scenes in different cities, but I think y'all would probably fit in better with either the Lafayette or, well, actually you'd fit in with all of them, Lafayette, New Orleans, and Baton Rouge. They're all unique. So we'll have to
Yeah.
figure out a way to get y'all down here.
We love it. We'll use you, Nicole, as a source.
Dude, I'm here. I'm here to help. Just let me know because I actually manage a couple of bands down here. So
That'll
yeah.
be sick.
So we'll
Uh,
have to talk. We'll talk more,
we'll talk,
We'll
whatever.
talk more. But anyway, but thank y'all for joining me today.
Thank you,
Thank
Nicole.
you for
Y'all
having
are
us.
amazing. And once again, I'm going to say closing out with the band Lolux from New York. And go check out their new single. It's out now. New music coming towards the end of the year. And lots of shows if you're up in that area, up in the New Jersey area. Also, you can go, go drive over there. Go check them out. So, but anyway, thanks, y'all. Go enjoy the rest of your day.